Hey guys, Internet Dude here. Hey, in this video I want to show you how to clean and condition your King Ranch Ford truck leather seats. So I bought this 2003 F150 King Ranch not too long ago. It's really dirtier. I'd actually kind of give you a little more of a tour. But what I want to show you is what I think is a really good way to clean and condition the seats. Now the King Ranch Ford trucks from I think they came out in 2002 and newer. They use these King Ranch leather seats on the inside. It's one of the selling features. And this leather is called this is a Castano leather. It's called in the brochure, which is like an aniline leather, which is kind of more like a raw leather. So it's not the same as typical leather interiors, which can take a lot more abuse and clean up a lot better. Anyway, so like I said, I just got this truck and it's 2003. The previous owner had it about 10 years, and he said, you know, when he first got the truck, he took better care of it. I'm just gonna move in a little closer here. He said he took a lot better care of it than he did, you know, more recently. And that includes, well, everything, like maintenance and seats and things. So what I'm about to show you with cleaning and conditioning these seats and leather, like the armrest, should apply to 2002 and newer trucks. They did change the leather, I read, in about 2007 or 2008. The process, I think, will apply to those as well, but those are a bit better protected. Basically, there's just a few steps, and a lot of the information I'm going to give you here is just because I researched when I got the truck how to clean these seats, how to clean the leather. And if you use traditional products that you can get over the counter, traditional leather care products, they're not going to work as well on this leather. So there's a couple things I'm going to show you. One, we're going to kind of wet or wash the leather, and secondly, we're going to protect it. So essentially cleaning and conditioning. So what you might find this called is King Ranch spa treatment. That's what people call it, a spa treatment to clean it. Now, this particular, I guess I'll tell you really quickly, and then I'll show you on this seat, the passenger seat. But you use a cloth with hot water and a bit of baby shampoo in it, and kind of put that on the seat and let it dry, and then come back with the conditioner. So the driver's seat, let me move in here. I'll show you the driver's seat first and then come back to this one. The driver's seat, I actually conditioned the headrest already, cleaned and conditioned it. So you can see it has a deeper brown color. You can see the natural grain in the leather, the lines in there. When you come down to the seat, I haven't touched this at all with any product. So you can make out staining, you can make out dark areas, which is probably things like, sweat and body oils. If you're in here without a shirt or something, that can definitely darken it up. The lighter area, basically what that would be like sun and just generally drying out the seat is what the lighter stuff is. Darker is some stains. Down here we have, I guess you'd probably call this hard stains, because these are things that once they penetrate the leather, they're basically there permanently. Like, you really can't get that out. So definitely here, probably that stuff. I'm not sure why there's kind of a dark streak where your bottom is. So I do expect those spots to stay dark and visible. Some of the other stuff will probably clean up and lighten up. Like I say, I showed up here. It looks pretty good overall, but I mean, the headrest doesn't take as much wear. So you can definitely see light patches, dark patches, stains. There's even a rip over here, a little chunk missing, which I'll get to after I get the seat cleaned up. Overall, I've seen worse, but I've seen better too. And then, like around here, look at all that staining. I think this will it'll clean up, it'll blend away a bit better and hide some of that staining. Time will tell, I guess. So, like I say, I have not done anything with that seat. Now, with the center console armrest cover, I did do the warm cloth with the soap on it, and it did lift up a lot of dirt because this was almost black, you know, from hands opening, you know, reaching over here and opening. And then over here was really, really dark too. And this, although it looks really dark right now, this is actually a lot cleaner than it was. And you got a little bit there. So when we look at this seat, I just got to move a bit. So when we look at this seat, the passenger seat, you can definitely see it looks better than the driver's seat. So what I've done is I've actually gone ahead and used that spa treatment cloth on the bottom cushion 2 times and the back cushion once. And again, I already did the headrest. I found that the second time that I used the hot cloth on the bottom did almost nothing. You'll see the biggest difference on the first one. So, you know, the stains in here, stain there, stains there. Those, I think they're just permanently in there. I think the back will clean up nice. Anyway, I'll get a bucket of hot soapy water with a couple of cloths. You can choose, I mean, you can probably use any cloth you want. You could use microfiber, whatever. I'm just going to use some kind of white dishcloth type cloths that I have. Anyway, I'll grab that water with a bit of baby shampoo in it, and I'll come back and show you the process on the driver's seat. Alright, so I have a bucket of hot soapy water with some baby shampoo. I guess it wouldn't be soapy, it's baby shampoo. So get your cloth, wring it out really well. Then, like I said, you could use whatever cloth you want, but I'm going to use these old rags. And the way I do it, I just kind of put the cloth on there, just kind of push a little bit. One thing you don't want to do is rub or scrub the leather. But if I push a little bit, it might be, you know, kind of agitating a little bit, but that's fine. So, not sure how clean that was before. But what you can see is the leather's absorbing that water. And that's okay, because it's just kind of, it's re-moisturizing the leather, because the reason it's so light is because it's lost its moisture. I like to go over the same spot, you know, twice, just to give it a nice even application. You could have a second cloth going and then just swap with the other one. I just have the one. You may see some darkness come off onto the cloth, and that's fine. It's just pulling off the dirt and oil and stuff like that. So just move around the seat and just continue doing that. Pushing it in. You're trying to, you know, let the leather pores open up a bit. That's what the heat is doing, and the moisture is kind of conditioning the seat a little bit. So I'm just going to go around and do the rest of this seat, and then when I come back I will show you what it looks like. And don't worry that it's dark, that's perfectly normal. Just remember, don't scrub. Even if there's a stain or something, don't scrub it. Don't really rub on it, just gentle pressure. If there's like a really, really dirty spot, I mean, you could like really gently probably get away with rubbing just really lightly and gently, but you don't want to get in there and try and grind away at something. So I'll go ahead, and when I come back I'll show you the whole seat wet. Okay, so I've gone through that process once, and let's take a look. Oh, I reclined the seat a bit more and actually made it easier to do the back. So you can see it's pretty blotchy. It actually makes some of the stains look worse. You know, the water in there. Down here it looks just something terrible. But I think once it dries and, you know, maybe I'll do a second coat, I think it's going to look a lot better. But if you do this and it's dark and light and blotchy and patchy and whatever, don't worry. It doesn't matter at this stage yet. I'm going to take a break and come back. I'm actually going to do one more of these cleaning treatments on the seat. All right, it's been about an hour and a half, and it's actually drying up quite a bit. So it really soaked up that water. Now, the lighting in the camera, it doesn't really show it as well, but just generally looking at it, it looks a lot more consistent brown, not as, you know, light and dark and things, but I can definitely still see the darker patch here, and it's a little patchy up there and stuff. So like I said, I'm actually going to do the cleaning process a second time, and I'll set up. I got my tripod handy now, so I'll set up and do it on a time lapse. The only thing I'm doing differently this time is I have 2 pails of hot water, because it tended to cool down after a while, so I had to refill. So this time I have 2 pails, so I can just keep going. And one thing I wanted to mention is, I think I forgot to mention that, but you know these stains like this, you might be tempted to use typical leather cleaners on that. I actually bought some Mother's foaming leather wash, it's called, and I tried it on the other seat and it did absolutely nothing for these seats. So I'm not even going to try on there. I know that's a stain, you know, maybe another day I'll worry about it, but I really don't think I can do anything about it. So I'll set you up and you can watch me do it quickly. Okay, so while the driver's side seat dries, what I'm going to do next is show you on the passenger seat how to condition it. Now, there's a bunch of products you can use. There's a couple that the majority of people recommend when you go online and do your research. One is Leather CPR, and I got this from Bed Bath & Beyond. And another product that is pretty popular with the King Ranch Ford truck leather is the King Ranch conditioner that you can get directly from King Ranch or some dealerships. I prefer this because it's more, I just think it's kind of more universal, like I can use it on other vehicles, other leathers, couch in the house, you know, all that kind of thing. So to apply, basically they tell you don't use a cloth to apply this, but to use a sponge, because a cloth will just absorb it. What I'm going to do is just use my hand with a glove, and I'm going to put some on my hand and rub it into the seat. There's a few different ways you can do it, like you can soak it liberally and let it sit to help soften the leather. I'm just going to do a simple kind of wipe it on with my hand and then use a rag just to kind of wipe off any excess. And the seat is going to soak it in. It's going to get dark again, but don't worry, it'll come out looking close to this, because that's the same treatment I did on the headrest up here. So let's go ahead. So get some there, rub it in, rub it into the seams, and you can see, like, it looks like it's just destroying the leather. Like it looks like it's doing a really bad job, but in fact it's going to look really good when it's done. Get into the seams, and again, you don't really want to scrub too much. You want to, basically what I'm doing is spreading it out, trying to get it into the seams. And I can tell by feel that the leather is just soaking this right up. You might be able to see that also, but the leather is really soaking it up. Actually, this is being soaked up a lot more quickly compared to the headrest that I did. When I did the headrest, it was not soaking it up quite this much. So now that I've done that, I just want to go over it real quick with the cloth just to get the excess. And I'm not pushing hard, I'm just trying to get the excess off of there. And I don't know if it really matters, you know, about the excess, but what I plan on doing is doing this one coat and then letting it sit for a while, and then I'll do it the exact same thing again. I'll do another one later. This almost feels like a little bit like sandpaper, you know, you can feel the leather is just so dry. I'm actually going through a lot more of this product too than I thought I would. Probably because it is soaking it up just as fast as I can put it on. When I did the headrests, I used a lot less. You can see just how dark this is getting. It's just incredible. I actually did not expect it to get this dark based on the headrests. But I'm sure it'll dry and lighten up again. Okay, so I'll let that soak in, and it looks worse than before when I was wetting it at the other seat, but I'll wipe the rest of this off and I'll let it sit, then I'll come back and show you what it looks like. Alright, well, it's had time to soak in, and if you take a look, like down here, comparing the plastic trim panel to the leather, the color is a lot closer to normal now. So overall, I'd say it looks quite good. I can still see, you know, there's the dark stain back there. The teeny tiny stain in the seam there is really not even really noticeable. But just in general, looking at it, you can see that there's a bit of those kind of marks from spreading the leather CPR around, and it's soaking in a little bit unevenly. I'm not super worried about that just yet because I plan on doing one more application of leather CPR right away, and then we'll see. I may do a third, you know, see what happens. So anyway, it's looking a lot better, and I will do another one and check back tomorrow. Alright, well, I did a second coat on this seat, and you can take a look here. I think it turned out really well. You can see some of the kind of streaks or whatever. For some reason it's way more apparent on the screen here, like in the video, than it is in real life. In real life it's darker. You can see the tone matches much better here with the actual plastic trim. The little stain there is much harder to see. The stains that were over here are, well, basically invisible. So I'm really impressed with that. I'm going to end the video there, even though I probably will come back and do another coat with the leather CPR on here, you know, maybe in a week or two. I did one coat on the driver's seat or one application, I should say. And I'm gonna do a second, but I'm almost out of the leather CPR, so I'm gonna pick up another bottle. Anyway, I'll end the video there because I think I've showed you the techniques and kind of how it's done, and talked about the products and shown you what it can do. So I think that's it. And if you have any questions about it, just leave a comment below. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. I do a variety of automotive videos. Lately it was a lot of Tesla videos. It'll be a while before I can do some more of those. So anyway, thanks for watching.